Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vic or SigVeek, and I built a player home today in Fallout New Vegas. I am playing this game on my laptop, and it is a modded playthrough. I have lots of mods going, something like probably 100, 150 or something like that. And the one mod that I think is worth pointing out though is RTS or Real Time Settler. That's what I use to basically create these player homes. I don't know if this is true or not, but I read online that RTS was the inspiration for Fallout 4's entire settlement building system. And if that's true, it kind of makes sense because it opens up an interface in this game when you use RTS to kind of place objects around whatever settlement you were trying to build, or in my case, a player home. Another thing about this build that I wanted to emphasize is I tried to challenge myself with decorating and learning what might look like lived in, or that someone actually uses this home, because I generally don't like to decorate. The reason being is I know that a lot of people use dynamic objects to decorate, but that takes a really long time to pick up an object, to drop it, to do it correctly so it doesn't tip over. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I think one thing I complain about is my lack of fine motor skills. So trying to move dynamic objects while also being really bad at using a keyboard and mouse just isn't a good combo. Another thing I wanted to point out here is the location of the player home. So I am west of Mojave Outpost. Let me equip my binoculars here. Sorry, I have the menus off, so I didn't realize I was unarmed. Okay, yeah, that's Mojave Outpost west of me. And then this is Nipton, much closer to the south. So all I did to get to this location was I took the long 15 to get to Nipton, and then I came up north on these tracks, and here is my player home. If you keep going north down that canyon pass, you'll get to the correctional facility. It's also a popular spawn point for assassins, things like that. I just got finished fighting some legionary assassins, so hey, new lawn decorations, I guess. Okay, let's check out the exterior first. Here's a little porch, awning, whatever you want to call it. It was really just this kind of like wooden frame. I added the scrap metal to the top, and the wood, the corrugated metal there, these planks and fencing. I wanted to beef it up. I wanted to give it a little bit more sheltering ability, if you will. And on the note of decorating, I threw in some plants that I found all over the wasteland or in Honest Arts, a couple of the places, and a little mailbox. Sorry, I am a courier. You know, I get mail. And here to the left of the entrance is really just kind of like a hangout place. This is somewhere to relax, sit down, enjoy some social gathering. I do that a lot in my builds. If you watch any of my previous like Fallout 4 builds and things like that, you'll see that I make a lot of chill zones or chill spots and things like that. My philosophy is life is stressful enough. Let's have our homes be places that we can relax and unwind. Okay, that is the front of the exterior. There isn't much to the back, but I will go through the boxcar to show you the exterior of the back. Sometimes when I go around the boxcar and walk up the back, for some reason that triggers a crash. And Fallout New Vegas is notorious for crashing. So sometimes when you can find the actions that you take that might contribute to a crash, you avoid them. So I won't be going around the back. I'll just go through the boxcar to show you the back exterior of the boxcar. All I put out here was a very tiny patio. I wanted a cramped messy look to it. And there's some stairs going down that will, if you walk around and then take a right, you will get back to the front of the boxcar eventually. But yeah, very small patio, just nice and tiny and intimate. This is a working grill. I got it from Honest Hearts as well. I don't have my menus on right now, so I don't want to pull it up though. Oh, and one thing I also wanted to mention, if I didn't earlier, is that I think the scroll wheel on my mouse is very sensitive, and it ends up causing my camera to jump back to third person. I do apologize. It is not my intention to try to disorient anyone while they're trying to watch my video. Okay. So, coming again from the front entrance, the boxcar is largely split into 3 main sections. There's the middle, which is kind of like a foyer or entryway that connects to the other rooms or partitions. And then there's the door leading to the back. Here to the left, we have the bedroom. And I used various planks of wood, posts to create this door frame. And copied a junk door from, I think it was Aerotech, to put this here. It may have been somewhere else. And then here on the left, this is kind of like a workshop, functional area, if you will. As part of my challenge to try to learn how to decorate and make these places look lived in and cluttered, I found a mod that had some static weapons. Like, I can't pick these up. These are not dynamic at all. Placing them, rotating them, and trying to make them look like someone just haphazardly shoved them in a locker that maybe fits these weapons. That was a hard task for me. I know I could have probably done this better, but I wanted to look like we just threw those weapons in there and they're standing up on their own volition, essentially. I did use bathroom doors and walls for this. I thought it gave it somewhat of a unique look. And that leads to our workshop working area proper. Some more weapon assets here, weapon objects. Some scrap wood or lumber. What can we use it for? How can we repurpose to strengthen our player home? So we got some mats on the ground, some rugs. 2D objects were really hard to place. I couldn't actually get RTS to work with it. I just used the player place at me console command to try to get all my rugs placed at least. We use this little table here for communicating with, I don't know, the NCR, Radio New Vegas. You pick your faction alignment. For me, I'm kind of an NCR guy, so that's my headcanon. This connects me back with the outpost or with the ranger stations and what have you. A little bit of clutter added from the static collections mod. The hat, the cap, maybe the holotapes, not sure. But yeah. Now this part, this was really hard to do. Can you see how some of the objects are clipping together? For some reason, when I was placing the objects, I couldn't actually see them very well. Like, the view that I had was obstructed. So this is all guesswork right here. I am happy with how it turned out, but maybe don't look at it too closely. Coffee, because adults need coffee. And then here is my workbench. It is a functional workbench. It will let me build things or whatever you do on workbenches. I just added a lot of clutter to it. That's all it is. That's the only difference between this and any other workbench in the game, is that it's got a bunch of junk on it. I think the junk really does add to it. It was not easy to place any of it. I have very jerky movements, if you can tell by now. But I'm happy with it. Over here, I shrunk down some of the cabinets that are found in the game just to create little small, like, cubby cabinets. And then just put a few boxes of bullets and things of that nature here. The V, self-explanatory. I really like the way it looks at night. I'll do a tour at night as well. And okay, here is the bedroom. So we go in here, and I've got some posters and stuff on the wall. We got some cases there off on the side, or there's a little bit of a gap. You know, they kind of fit in just nicely. Right here to the left is a standard size shelf. I did use RTS to try to angle the masks and the other objects so they weren't sitting just like a flat horizontally or what have you. It's got a little bit of tilt here. That was hard to do. So I recognize that it doesn't look great, but just those fine, small, little movements are so hard for me. And I feel accomplished to a degree to be able to do that, but I also know I got a lot more learning to do if I want to make this look better. Anyway, so yeah, there's my power armor helmet, some jet, some or my duffel bag full of stuff. Since I am somewhat of a hoarder in these games, I have more cases for stuff, more bags, more boxes, trunks, things like that, storage. I think, yep, yes it is functional. Wonderful. Okay, and here's where my player sleeps. I wanted to take a layered look, so I've got the non-skid mats, I got the rug. There's some cardboard underneath this blue bedroll, and I think I already talked about the storage here. I did put this vent, and I did put a unit outside on the back to just kind of add to realism, but I don't know who I'm trying to convince. I mean, this is a single player game, so that might have just been a waste of time. Some posters. Some of these are obviously custom assets. Sorry. I think I forget her name, but the mod author who created Willow for Fallout New Vegas and created Heather Kasdan for Fallout 4. That mod author also created a number of player homes for Fallout New Vegas, and I think I copied this from one of those player homes. I could be wrong, but I think that author is the reason why we are able to see this poster. Great author, by the way. Great works, great followers. If you've ever played Fallout 4 and you want to do a modded experience, I certainly recommend adding Heather to the game. Here's some more junk, little kitsch or whatever you want to call it. My bobblehead, one of my snow globes, pack of cards, because hey, this is Vegas. And then there's, oh, I forgot I left that Ranger helmet there. Here's my safe. I definitely had a hard time stacking the gold and stacking the money. There's just such small objects. It's very easy to get them to clip into each other. I have two TVs because, little known fact about me, I really like TVs. I actually have multiple TVs in my own bedroom, like 2 CRTs and a flat screen, so having more than one TV is kind of in line with my personality. And I also like that this door can be closed from the bedroom, so you don't have to get up and go over there. That's one thing I wanted to make sure to incorporate, was that I left this gap here open so the door could slide without looking all glitchy and weird. Alrighty, let's continue the tour. Another asset, this can with the flowers. Asset or object, I don't know the technical term, sorry. But I think that also came from the same creators' player homes. The person who created Heather Kasdan and created Willow for Fallout New Vegas also created a number of player homes for Fallout New Vegas that I think look great, and I'm pretty sure this flowers in a can came from that. I do not think it's a vanilla asset. Alright, since we already explored everything inside. Let's check out this place at nighttime. And since I'm not really a YouTuber or someone who knows how to edit videos or anything like that, we're just gonna wait. But don't worry, we are not gonna wait hours upon hours until nighttime. We'll just do the regular way. Alright. Let's see how many hours that gets us and if the sun will set. Okay. Ooh. Actually, things don't look too bad at this hour, so let's see how it looks inside. Okay. I don't think it's like super bright at this hour of the day. Yeah, okay. Yeah, normally you wouldn't even be able to like see that snow globe. I swear, because it's so, the glare on it is so bright. So, hey, it doesn't look too bad at dusk. I guess I was wrong. Okay. How's this side look? Okay, maybe still a little bright over here, but better than before, I think. All right, let's compare to nighttime. I added mods that make nighttime like really dark for me. So I'm sorry if it makes the exterior look rather washed out, or maybe you can't even see anything. I don't know. The nighttime showing is really just about showing you the interior, so just bear with me until I get back inside. But yeah, I think this is probably going to show up very dark for you out here, and you probably can't see much, so I apologize. I personally like it, but as something that you might be viewing on YouTube and not playing yourself, it's probably not very pleasant to look at how dark this game can get. Again, I love it. It works for me when I play, because it really like makes firelight and other things just look realistic and great and what have you. But I recognize having a dark game is hard for YouTube, so yeah, it's a little bit easier to make out the different models and items used here. You see, like, this part of the boxcar I think looks better at nighttime, whereas the exterior looks better in the daytime. But yeah, I wanted to show you this just to see the nighttime contrasting view, and that is my boxcar player home. I don't think I have anything else to say. Wow, this tour went on a lot longer than I thought it would. So thank you for your patience, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.